LeBron James is...
We're about to watch a video by Nonstop, the downsides of playing with LeBron, aka the GOAT James. So we got to review this. I want to review this right now because Luka just got traded to the Lakers. He's played with AD. He's played with Dwayne Wade. He's played with Kyrie Irving. He's played with Chris Bosh. He's played with Derrick Rose. He's played with a lot of top athletes in NBA. So we're just about to watch the downsides of playing with LeGoat James. You know what I'm saying? Lock in. Hey, this is not biased. I'm not a big LeBron fan. Kobe's my GOAT. I like Jordan as well. But yeah, man, just let me know. Do y'all think LeBron is really the GOAT? And do you think that it's only positives of playing with the greatest player of all times, in your opinion? Locking in, chat.
While LeBron James's GOAT status will always be debatable, there is zero doubt about one thing. He's the most scrutinized NBA player.
Facts.
From the time LeBron was 16 years old, he was dealing with enormous expectations.
LeBron James has captured the attention of fans, scouts, and opponents.
Nobody endured more media pressure, and nobody had so many of their jerseys set on fire.
But you know what? It's because they called him the chosen one, bro. What do you expect? They called him the chosen one since he was 18. He ain't proved nothing.
That scrutiny spills over to everyone around him. Having LeBron on your team is great, but it comes with tons of pressure because you are immediately expected to win. And if you don't, you're torn to pieces.
Honestly, it's a gift and a curse with playing with
JR.
I love Bron to death. I love playing on this team because for me, I feel like I thrive more under the pressure. But a lot of guys don't like it because so it's always going to be that supporting cast of who's not doing what or who, you know, and if you...
It puts a magnifying glass on everything that you've done wrong. If you're not used to that, or playing with a star that's gonna hold you accountable for everything, which in a way takes the fun out of it. It's gonna put a microphone. It's gonna put a magnifying glass on everything that you do, every turnover, your weaknesses that you got are gonna be definitely examined a lot more if you play on his team.
You're not built for that. You're not made for that. It's going to eat you alive.
And while a lot of difficulties of having LeBron on your team comes from the fans and the media, some of it comes from LeBron himself. Coaches getting fired, cryptic tweets aimed at
LeGM,
and the danger of getting traded by LeGM are always a possibility when the King's expectations are not met. Are the downsides of playing with LeBron greater than other superstars? Is James really a bad teammate? Or does this just come with the territory of playing with an all-time great? Well, it depends on who you ask and who you compare him to. Michael Jordan once punched Steve Kerr in the face during practice.
To be the greatest, bro, you got to push the most out of what you got, bro. Like, you think somebody with the fastest car is not absolutely flooring it, bro? And the engine might have problems after the race. Of course, bro. The tire's going to be burned out, whatever. You got to give it everything you got, and that's every part of the car. It got to be pushed to the absolute limit. So I understand why they demand so much from their team.
Kobe was constantly berating his teammates if they didn't perform and refused to pass them the ball. Shaq wasn't really a sweetheart either. These guys were not saints. Yet people rarely questioned their teammates' skills because people from that era didn't care about teammates being nice to each other. And those anecdotes of heated practices only fueled the legend of Kobe and MJ as perfectionists and basketball killers. But when it comes to LeBron, everything is under a magnifying glass, especially after the decision. During his first stint in Cleveland, LeBron was universally loved by everyone.
Gets it to LeBron.
Now, I talk a lot of junk about LeBron having a shot, but he had a little something, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say he had a shot like a mid-range like Kobe or Jordan, but I mean, he had a little something. He is a professional. Let's get that straight.
And he was viewed as a savior for the city that hadn't won anything in over 40 years.
I always let LeBron know they love you right now. They love you right now. But please believe me, the first incident, the first time something happened, they are waiting, man. They're waiting, man. They're waiting. They're waiting, man.
Sorry to ruin your groove. Isn't that the worst? What if I told you that there was a way?
Nobody using pie, bro.
Forever.
Nobody using pie. Oh my God. L-Ad.
As the seasons went on and a championship...
Don't even like pie.
The first haters started to appear.
He's the fake MJ. He can't stand up to the pressure. The higher the expectations, the worse he performs.
And then, when the King decided to take his talents to South Beach...
In this fall, man, it's very tough. In this fall, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach. and join the Miami Heat.
It was like he opened the gates.
He was
within
scared.
seconds.
Bro, he was terrified saying that because he knew that what would have happened, like, to Cleveland once he leaves, bro. He knew, like, oh my God, it's going to be hard to go home, bro.
Most loved to one of the most hated athletes on the planet.
There's no way that you could possibly prepare for something like this.
And it all coincided with the invention of the smartphone, the rise of social media, and the popularity of the debate shows. The NBA news cycle was running 24/7, and the main target was LeBron. The 2010-2011 Miami Heat were arguably the most hated team of all time. And the Kings' first game back in Cleveland was complete horror.
I would never forget the Cleveland game, the first time we went back to Cleveland. And that was the time where I looked at LeBron and I was like, hey, this guy's he's not normal. He's really not normal. I've always said it, but I really felt it. But the hatred that I heard in the locker room, and it wasn't just boos, and it wasn't just I hate you. It was the look on people's faces. It was the things that was coming out of their mouths and like how raged they were, like in anger, that I said, I will never forget this moment a day in my life.
For the first time ever, it seemed like LeBron wasn't equipped to deal with the pressure, and his unhappiness led to one of his first LeGM moves. After the Heat went 9-8 at the start of the season, LeBron didn't trust their young and inexperienced coach, Eric Spoelstra, and the King wanted him gone. James went into Pat Riley's office and asked the Heat's president if he could fire Spo and take over the team, but Riley refused, believing that Spo was the best guy for the job.
We got a great young coach here, and I want to support him. Hope that he can can grow like I did.
And on top of getting booed in almost every arena, and James questioning the coach's authority, LeBron's teammates had to get used to the fact that every bad pass, every missed shot was overanalyzed. Professional trolls such as Skip Bayless are something that athletes have become accustomed to now. But back in 2011, this was still viewed as serious journalism and something that should be addressed. Bayless kept calling Chris Bosh Spice, and it got so bad that Chris even went on Bayless's show to confront him.
My thing is, my family, we take a lot of pride in our name. I don't like it being made fun of.
Bosh used to dominate the paint and was a 20-10 guy on the Raptors, but when he teamed up with LeBron and D-Wade, he was forced to adjust and play limited.
I remember Chris Bosh when he was like the top dog in Toronto.
Offensive role, which is not easy for a star player. Still, the Heat made the 2011 finals, but LeBron played the worst basketball of his career.
Shot clock down to 7. James, that's a travel.
To the delight of Skip Bayless and all the online haters. And as the pressure mounted, some of his teammates started to feel the wrath of LeBron. And nobody had it like Mario Chalmers. Rio was a constant target of LeBron's yelling. And it seemed like as soon as he made any mistake, LeBron would yell at him or raise his arms in disbelief. But Chalmers wasn't the only one who needed to adapt. Bosh and Wade had to change their game the most, completely transforming to adapt to LeBron. And thankfully for the Heat, it worked. After 2 consecutive titles, the pressure decreased. They weren't booed anymore, Chalmers wasn't yelled at all the time, and nobody was calling them bums on a daily basis. However, as soon as the Heat lost in the 2014...
You gotta win something, and even if you win a couple, I guarantee you're gonna say after they lose one, people are gonna be like, oh yeah, y'all washed. I mean, it's impossible to keep the favor of the public. So just do what you do, bro. They love you and they hate you. They switch like that quick.
Finals, it all came back with a vengeance, and Bosh and Wade were called washed up after only one bad series. And that's the burden of playing with LeBron. If you're not shooting the ball well for 2 or 3 games, it's enough for people on social media to start calling you a bum and saying you can't play. And while Bosh and Wade were all-stars accustomed to criticism, some of the younger players had never had that type of attention before LeBron's arrival. The LeBron James effect multiplies everything. And while your social media following may increase tenfold because you made an alley-oop to LeBron, so will your haters. But after 4 finals appearances in Miami, LeBron decided to right the wrong, vowing to bring a championship to Cleveland. And before he even announced that he was returning to the Cavaliers, LeGM was already in full effect. I'm excited to lead some of these talented young guys. I think I can help Kyrie Irving become one of the best point guards in our league. I think I can help elevate Tristan Thompson and Dion Waiters. You'll notice that LeBron never mentioned Andrew Wiggins or Anthony Bennett in that.
Because he already knew. Get him up out of there. I want that salary.
Because he already knew they would be traded for Kevin Love, a move orchestrated with his blessing. However, when the 2015 season started, the Cavs struggled the same way the Heat did when LeBron arrived. The new pieces had to get accustomed to playing together, especially Dion Waiters and Kevin Love. Waiters never figured out how to be effective without the ball, and he got traded very early in the season. Love wasn't in tune with LeBron both on and off the court, and that's when James posted one of the most infamous cryptic tweets of his career, aimed at K-Love. But other than the misfit with Love, LeBron also never got on the same page with the misfit with Love, most infamous cryptic tweets of
Stop trying to find a way to fit out and just fit in. Be part of something special. Just.
his career, aimed at K-Love. But other than the misfit with Love, LeBron also never got on the same page with head coach David Blatt. Throughout the season, James was the one who called timeouts and made substitutions. He openly barked at Blatt after decisions he didn't like. He huddled frequently with assistant coach Ty Lue, often looking at anyone other than Blatt. Still, despite all the turmoil and the injuries to Kyrie and Kevin Love, LeBron was by far the best player in the league. And other than Durant, nobody was even near his level. The Cavs made the finals, and surprisingly, they even won 2 games with Timofey Mozgov and Matthew Dellavedova as some of their key.
I remember Dellavedova. He was a defensive player too. I'm pretty sure. Just saying, a 3-point shooter and a defensive player.
6, 13, and 9 from LeBron. The Warriors had too many weapons, and they finally overcame the shorthanded Cavs in 6 games. After that loss, both LeBron and the Cavs knew they needed to make some moves. First, they fired head coach David Blatt mid-season, despite Cleveland having the second-best record in the East. But Blatt had no authority over LeBron, who openly disrespected and disobeyed him, while Blatt kept silent. Eventually, he lost the locker room and had to leave. In his place came Ty Lue, who was LeBron's guy all along, and who James wanted to become the head coach for months. And while the GM David Griffin wasn't especially keen on trading for Iman Shumpert and J.R. Smith, LeBron gave him the assurances that he would keep J.R. in check.
TaxAct doesn't expect you to have all the answers. That's why we've got experts on hand who do. Well,
on top of the superstar power LeBron already had, at the time, he made an unprecedented habit of signing one-year deals. All athletes wanted the long-term security of a multi-year deal, but LeBron wasn't all athletes. Like a queen on the chessboard, the king was controlling and manipulating everything, deliberately signing shorter deals to give him flexibility, earn him more money, and, maybe most importantly, give him leverage. At any given moment, LeBron could say that he didn't want to stay in Cleveland, and that he'll leave as a free agent again. The threat of him leaving was such a powerful tool that GM David Griffin had no choice but to make moves like LeBron wanted. And at first, it proved to be a good thing. LeGM got it right, because both J.R. Smith and Iman Shumpert played key roles in the Cavs' route to the championship after they became the
monstrous putback
from a 3-1 deficit in
the
finals. But
that's a hard thing to do. I thought me to do on 2K, let alone in real life, bro.
After the 2016 finals, LeBron signed another one-year deal with a player option, and he had more demands for his GM. He first pressured the team to sign Tristan Thompson, and later J.R. Smith to long-term deals. His stranglehold on the Cavs resulted in them forking over more than $130 million to pay Thompson and Smith, which hurt the team tremendously. Thompson averaged just 7 points and 8 rebounds in the 3 seasons after receiving his extension. And after averaging 12.4 points for the Cavs in the 2015-16 season, Smith recorded just 8.4 points per game in his next 2 years.
Pure plumber.
And after they lost the 2017 finals to the Warriors, Kyrie decided to leave because he didn't want to live in LeBron's shadow. The Cavs quickly traded him for an injured Isaiah Thomas and Jay Crowder.
Low key, if Isaiah Thomas was healthy, that would have been a W trade, because Isaiah Thomas was something serious. Healthy Isaiah Thomas with good hips.
In a move that LeBron was never happy about. To make it up to the king, the Cavs also added Dwayne Wade and Derrick Rose, but neither of those moves really worked. So, at the 2018 trade deadline, trying desperately to improve the team and please their superstar, the Cavs spent several draft picks and mortgaged their future, as nearly half the roster got traded. And even though LeBron did his part on the court, playing maybe the best basketball of his entire career during the playoffs,
James up and under, throws it off the
Ooh-wee.
What a perfect pass!
They couldn't get past the Warriors in the finals. JR forgot the score in Game 1.
Hill misses. Rebound goes to the Cavs. J.R. Smith brings it back out. Throws it to Hill. Hill shot blocked.
And LeBron's 51-point game had gone to waste. after which it was clear that this team was already past its peak. LeBron had pretty much held the franchise hostage for years, with the unstated threat that he might leave, and as a result, the Cavs made desperate, short-sighted decisions. Then, to add insult to injury, in the offseason, LeBron left Cleveland again, relocating.
4 year, $154 million,
When he got to
crazy.
Hollywood, LeBron put on his GM hat yet again.
Do you need a free?
He got rid of the entire future.
Introducing Outplayed. Record anything on your.
For the entire 2019
LeBron sold the kids, the grandkids, and the great-grandkids just to get AD. It's crazy.
season, LeBron knew the Lakers wouldn't contend for a title, and the entire time the King had been flirting with Anthony Davis, sending cryptic messages through the media and on Twitter. The locker room vibe was noticeably off, because Bron's teammates knew they could be getting traded at any moment. Also, the King's engagement on the court had been below par, especially on defense, where his effort and body language was disgraceful at times. At one point, Kyle Kuzma had to push LeBron.
I feel like he was tanking, purposely tanking until he got what he wanted.
To play defense.
See what they get. Gallo in and out.
In what was a perfect example of a spoiled and uninspired superstar and the microcosm of the entire Lakers 2019 season. But then, LeGM finally got what he wanted, and Anthony Davis was traded to the Lakers. And just like that, LeBron started playing defense, and his body language improved. In their first season together, LeBron and AD led the Lakers to a championship, and the best general manager amongst players was proven right once again. However, James would soon make the biggest mistake of his GM career. After injuries to both AD and LeBron knocked them out of the 2021 playoffs, the Lakers felt they needed a roster upgrade. Even though they had the best defensive backcourt in the NBA, Caruso, KCP, and Dennis Schroeder, they decided to move them all to acquire Russell Westbrook because
idiotic move.
Play with him. Russ on the Lakers proved to be an abomination.
Russ,
Everybody, elbow. He moved with a head full of steam, and sometimes you got to slow down, Russie.
He took the ball out of LeBron's hands, killed floor spacing, and played the worst defense the NBA had ever seen from the highest-paid player. During the 2022 trade deadline, LeBron took a shot at GM Rob Pelinka for not making any moves by praising other general managers. But it wasn't like Rob could really do anything. Westbrook's contract was untradeable, and the Lakers missed the playoffs, after which coach Frank Vogel lost his job. Fast forward to the 2023 trade deadline, when the Lakers were heavily linked to Kyrie Irving, who was seeking a trade out of Brooklyn. After Irving signed with the Mavs, James posted 3 words that were aimed at Los Angeles' inability to get the deal done for Irving. Then, after a year and a half, the Westbrook saga and suffering was finally over, and Rob Pelinka produced a miracle that actually made the Lakers into a title contender. However, during the 2024 deadline, LeBron was at it again, posting subtle and not so subtle messages. By tweeting an hourglass on January 30th ahead of the February 8th trade deadline, he created a
and you know what?
tsunami of rumors.
They're trying to rush to get him 5 rings so he can be that close to Jordan. Because right now, the rings are kind of holding him back in a lot of people's eyes.
Does James want to be traded? Is he twisting the Lakers' arm to make a big move? Is he implying he might opt out of his $51.3 million player option for the 24-25 season? Unbothered, James seemingly enjoyed the drama. When asked if he wanted to clarify the tweet, he simply said no, because James is the king of using cryptic messages to his advantage. In fact, just a few days after his hourglass tweet, James poured gas on the rumors, responding to a tweet of an apple emoji with a crown and the Statue of Liberty, leaving people wondering if he wanted to play for New York. Then he wore a Knicks towel in a post-game interview the next day. But unlike the previous years and past GMs, Rob Pelinka didn't want to budge and tether around LeBron anymore. For better or worse, LA didn't make a single trade at the 2024 deadline, deciding to keep their assets for the future.
If you can handle, LeBron coming to the team, then it works out for you and it can be successful. The problem is that everybody can't handle it.
Fact, he a bully.
Ain't no
bro, great, but he a bully, man. You gotta realize it.
5 year process Ain't none of that. The pressure is on, and if y'all don't win, he ain't the one that's gonna be out of there. It'll be you.
During LeBron's career on 3 different teams, the organizations have traded 118 players and first-round picks, which is a whopping 83 more than Michael Jordan. Some of it is due to longevity, as LeBron has played 5 seasons more than Jordan did. And some of it comes down to the modern age, where picks and players are traded much more frequently.
Yep.
But like any great player in NBA history, LeBron will do whatever it takes to win. He puts his team on the biggest stages of their career and gives them every opportunity to be great. But that comes with a lot of pressure, which doesn't suit everyone.
Who the GOAT, man? At the end of the day, who the GOAT? Drop it down to the bottom. Is it Jordan? Is it Kobe? Is it Bron? Who else could it be? The Wilts, the Bill Russells, the Shaqs. Y'all let me know in the comment, man. Definitely like this video by Nonstop. Like it for me first. Comment. Hit that noti bell, thumbs it up. Then go follow Nonstop. I might follow myself. Let me do that right quick, actually. And yeah, man, definitely check that out. And until next time, it's your boy Battle Rizzo. And I will see y'all when I see y'all. Peace.